Okay, good afternoon, distinguished city gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. We apologize that we're starting very late. In the interest of time, I would like to ask that we do introductions very, very quickly, at least the very minimum, and then we'll bring the market to a close. On the NGX side, of course, Alhaji Dr. Omari Kwaranga, who is the group chairman for Nigerian Exchange Group PLC, is here. Thank you very much. We have Mr. Jude Chiemeka, who is the divisional head for capital markets at the exchange here to my left. I'm trying to see, okay, we have Mr. Femi Shobanjo at the other extreme, who is from NGX Regulation. Thank you very much. We have Mr. Cyril Aigbobo, who is the group CFO for NGX Group, and we have Mr. Tony Ibeziako, also from NGX. Very quickly, let me maybe ask the High Commissioner to just tell us in 2 seconds or 5 seconds who is on the podium here.
So I'm Richard Montgomery, I'm the British High Commissioner. Of course, we have the Deputy High Commissioner Sally Woolhouse, and we have Tim Chalamera, who's the Country Director for Department of Business and Trade and Industry in the UK. I think that's it. Is there anyone, who am I missing? Oh, sorry, Mariah, the Deputy Head of Department of Business and Trade in Nigeria for the UK. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So what we will do, we'll bring the market to a close, and then we can get on with the rest of the formalities. Excellent. Thank you very much. We're really delighted. And I think of all the introductions we made, we left out the most important introduction. We are here today to celebrate and to welcome His Excellency, I think is the right title, the British Foreign Secretary to the exchange and to Nigeria. So now that we've brought the market to a close, I think we can maybe go at a slightly slower pace. Normally we would have all of these a few talks and remarks before we brought the market to a close. But we'll take them one after the other now. Let me invite first and foremost the group chairman for Nigerian Exchange Group PLC to give us a few remarks.
Thank you very much, Tebi. It is with great pleasure that I once more welcome our August visitor, His Excellency, the Secretary of State, Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Affairs, the High Commissioner and his team. Your Excellency, you are welcome to the NGX trading floor. This is Africa's premier, or Nigerian premier for now, exchange. This is an exchange that has a history of over 6 decades with trading security dealers that you can see in front of all these trading engines who are part of the community of over 3,000 well-trained professional stockbrokers that deals in trades, both in terms of equities, bonds, exchange-traded funds, both locally and internationally. Your Excellency, we may be small in global financial market, but we have a very big ambition. And these your visits today have demonstrated that we must use that opportunity in terms of bolstering the relationship between the United Kingdom and Nigeria in general, and the London and Lagos in particular, and especially the Nigerian Stock Exchange and the London Stock Exchange. I believe with your support and the demonstration of visiting us today, that will go a long way to showcase an exchange that within 2 or 3 months, because of the new government policies and the rest, that has rose up to over 35 trillion as of today. This is something that has never happened in the last 15 years. And I believe your support, and the rest will go a long way so that the relationship and the partnership will continue to prosper. Once more, you are welcome to our trading floor, Your Excellency. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Group Chairman. Thank you. I think while we were upstairs, one of the things that we discussed was really just looking at the depth of the partnership between, when you think about the UK and the impact on our capital markets. If you look, for example, at some of the listed corporates, we talked about Seplat in 2014, a dual listing on London and Lagos. You have so many Nigerian corporates like Airtel, who are also dual listed today, that are following that footpath. You have several other companies who are perhaps listed just on the AIM, or perhaps even UK companies listed on the exchange, When you also look at trading flows, a lot of the capital that comes to our market is really from UK-based entities, whether that's from our secondary market trading, private equity transactions in Nigeria. So I think the importance of the UK to our capital markets, to our financial services really can't be underestimated or understated. And so for that, we're really very delighted again that you are here and that you've joined us at the exchange. I think we should take one or two more remarks before we then listen to His Excellency. Let me just go out and ask maybe Mr. Cyril Aegbobo just to give us a comment or two also on behalf of the group before we continue.
Thank you, Temi. Good afternoon. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocols like we say in Nigeria. The group's CEO is not around, is unavoidably absent, but he's asked me to step in for him. And I know he will have been he will have wished to be here to receive the Foreign Secretary himself. And he wishes to extend his gratitude to the High Commission for the support over the years, and indeed the British government over the years in supporting our initiatives. And as Temi has said, we continue to partner with the British government and indeed the High Commission in Nigeria. So we welcome the Foreign Secretary again, and we welcome his delegation here again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think because we're pressed for time, let me invite now the High Commissioner to Nigeria, Mr. Richard, to also give us a few remarks.
Thank you very much, sir, and it's very good to be here. I think I and my team are just so delighted to have the Foreign Secretary here and looking forward to his remarks. I would just say more personally that it seems like a very important time to be here in the stock exchange during a period of some very big economic decisions, a period which may be painful for people on the street, but has great potential to create gains for this country, gains in growth, gains in jobs. And the role of you and this stock exchange in leveraging and managing investment flows, innovation, is really critical to realizing the potential of Nigeria. So I'm just really delighted that we are here and that we are honored and privileged to have the Foreign Secretary with us today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. And with that, before I invite the Foreign Secretary, let me just maybe tell you a little bit more about the floor here. We spoke upstairs earlier how a lot of our trading activity now happens electronically. So people have trooped out here to see you today, not necessarily because they trade here physically, but most of our trading happens digitally, which is very important for us as part of this digital transformation story that we spoke about earlier. I think as the High Commission also touched on, this is a very good time for the Nigerian capital markets. In the last 2-3 months or so, we've seen a remarkable growth in the market capitalization. I think that the markets have received very well lots of the new policy initiatives from the government. So I think most of us are generally excited and just very hopeful and anticipating a future that is very bright. And with that, let me please invite you to give us your remarks for this. Thank you.
Well, thank you very, very much. And as you can see, the photograph on the screen is a little bit out of date. Good-looking guy. Look, can and I know that giving these remarks after the close of markets rather than before is a little bit breaking with tradition, and I know that maintaining protocol, maintaining tradition is one of the things close to the heart of many Nigerians. So I apologise if I have upset the usual flow of things. I also apologise if I'm keeping you from whatever things you are going to go on to do this afternoon. But I'm very pleased that my remarks are not interrupting what would otherwise be your trading activities. So I now feel less guilty that I'm not disrupting the flow of capital into the businesses that are listed here and the other transactions that you are doing, because I'm very much here to celebrate markets, to celebrate the work that they do, indeed the work that you do, and the role that they play in the economic growth and the development of a nation. you, through your activities, have a gravitational pull, an attractive force, and you attract investment. And that investment fuels the economic activity, it generates profit, it unlocks the economic potential, and ultimately, of course, that feeds through to jobs and prosperity for ordinary people, both here in Nigeria and wider afield. So I'm here to very much celebrate you, but I'm also here to celebrate what's already been discussed by a number of people that have spoken this afternoon. I'm here to celebrate the UK-Nigerian relationship. It is a strong and multifaceted relationship. There are business-to-business links, there are government-to-government links, there is military-to-military links. Yesterday afternoon, I saw the close links between the security services of the United Kingdom and of Nigeria, trying to break people smuggling and drug smuggling. So those links exist on many, many levels, but perhaps the most important connectivity, the most important links are the people-to-people links. I'm incredibly proud of the Nigerian diaspora in the UK and the role that they have played making my country successful and prosperous. And that is why I am very, very pleased to be here in the heart, the emblematic heart of commercial activity in Lagos and in Nigeria, because the UK has played a role, and we collaborate closely. The London Stock Exchange Group and the Exchange have collaborated for many, many years, opening up markets, encouraging cross-border exchange between the capital markets, creating liquidity, driving competitiveness, generating returns for those people and institutions that are investing. And I talk about the people-to-people links between Nigeria and the UK. There are two great companies, two wonderful companies, listed in Lagos as well as in London. Seplat Petroleum Development Company and Airtel Africa. That's fantastic. And you know what I'm going to say next, don't you? We want to see more. I want to see more. And this is I'm running ahead of my own speech here. And today I get to announce a new partnership. You know, I said I want to see more. Well, you know, we are doing more. Mobilist. And this is a fantastic new partnership that we celebrated upstairs today, and it will support the climate transition. It will support the achievement of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. It fits squarely into the financial, economic development. It is incredibly good news, and I'm really pleased to celebrate that today. So Mobilist supports new listings on public stock exchanges, and that could be here in Lagos, that could be in Johannesburg, that could be in London, wherever. And that support can be technical, it can be research-based, or, and it says here, it could include equity investment from the UK government. Once again, reinforcing that link. So I'm incredibly excited about this. Developing countries, developing world need at least $3.9 trillion per year in additional financing if we are going to have a credible chance of achieving the sustainability goals. And Mobilist will help. And that's just one of the manifestations of the work that we are doing with British investment partnership programs. We are playing our part, but the thing that I really want to get across, I'm going to finish on this point, as I look forward to the UK Africa Investment Summit that we're going to be hosting in London in the spring of next year. The thing that I really want to leave you with, so if you remember nothing else of this speech, and frankly I've forgotten most of it already, but if you remember nothing else from this speech, I want you to understand, as we discussed earlier on, I came from a business background. I'm a deal maker. And the good deals, the deals that really work, are the ones where there is patience in the relationship, a genuine partnership. Ones where there is benefit to both counterparties. And one which looks to the future, not just not a smash and grab, immediate returns, but genuine future. So that's why, with the UK and Nigeria, what I'm looking to build, with your help and your support, is a future-focused, mutually beneficial partnership. That's why I'm here today. Thank you so very, very much.
Thank you very much for that wonderful remark. I think we can maybe give him another round of applause, please. Thank you. Thank you. And as I listen to you, you know, sometimes you almost go down a tunnel once you start mentioning names of companies. But as I listen to you, one that one really can't afford not to mention is Helios Investment Partners. They are, I think, $3-4 billion fund now that's based in London, founded by two Nigerians, Topalawani and Babashioye, and they introduced us to Mobilist actually as well. So you can see the sort of partnership and all of these things that go through. And I think that's another remarkable example of taking capital from there. And there's several companies that they fund here and that they're invested in. And it's another company that we're extremely proud of and happy with. So thank you very much again for those remarks. The final speech will be from who we call the Doyen, the most senior of our brokers. He will give us the final speech and we'll round this up. Thank you.
Right. Honorable James Cleverly, MP, Secretary of State for Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Affairs. It is, and your team from the British Embassy. It is indeed my pleasure and the pleasure of the stockbroking community to welcome you to the floor of NGS. We are very happy to have you and your delegation. And with keen interest, we have listened to all of what you have been saying, right from what you said when we were in the council room, to some of the things you have said here. And they form a good word, an encouraging word to us. We like what you have said, and we're going to take you up on that. We like what you said because you continually emphasize the fact that there has to be what you call mutually beneficial relationship, and that is the key word, mutually beneficial relationship between us. We know there has been a kind of relationship of that nature with us, but your emphasis, if I understand it well, is that let us strengthen that. We couldn't have asked for more. We'd like to strengthen that. But I want it to be mutual. During the course of your speech, you highlighted one or two companies that have done cross-border listing. By the name, it appears to me the initiative has been Nigerian company getting cross-border listing in London. What we, the community, would like to see is also British company coming to cross-list. And we can assure you that the ground is set for them. Just like those that have come here, establish their presence here during the colonial era, during the post-independence era, and during now, have not neglected coming here. I can assure you, the other ones will not regret. Because like you have said, and like has been said to you, Nigeria is now on the threshold of establishing itself or some might say of reinforcing itself as the economic power of Africa. And if we're that endowed, then we couldn't have asked for a better partner to assist us in realizing the full potential of that than in having the British Embassy and British government to talk. We are highly excited to have you. You are a very exciting speaker. And we are hoping that when you get back, you are not just going to leave it at exciting speeches. You are going to make it exciting action, follow-up action to that. I want also to thank and appreciate the British ambassador here. He has been a jolly good fellow. And himself and his team, they are very good friends of NGS. And we want that to continue. But now, like it's been said, I don't want to take too much time. As been said, we're in a new political era. We're in an era where we are in a hurry to develop our economy. We're in a hurry to empower our people. We're in a hurry to do so many things. And we now look forward to British Embassy, British government, all the Commonwealth to support us so that don't just call us giant of Africa for nothing. Call us giant of Africa for leading in the right direction economically. You are welcome and thank you for coming.
The chairman of MGS and CEO, I want us to sing our family song for this August visitor and the timber and caliber that they brought here today. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Foreign Secretary, and the British High Commission, and your team. It is indeed a privilege to lead in this family song rendition. We only sing this song because the people that will listen to it or even participate in it mean business to us. In other words, they are of value. And so we're not just going to sing it because we like singing, but because we mean it. And so, indeed, it's a pleasure having you. So as we sing, by the joining of our hands, everybody please don't get disconnected because it's a symbol of our unison and our bond. My hand is free. So, after 1, 2, we'll sing. 1, 2. For they are jolly good fellows, for they are jolly good fellows, for they are jolly good fellows. And so say all of us. And so say all of us, and so say all of us, for they are jolly good fellows, for they are jolly good fellows, for they are jolly good fellows. And so say all of us. To wrap that up, we're going to say 3 hearty cheers. The first will be to the NGX and the London Stock Exchange. The second will be to the people and government of the United Kingdom. The third, but not the least, to the people of the federal government of Nigeria. Hip, hip, hip. Hooray! Hip, 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 hooray! Hip, 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 hooray! Thank you very much.
Let's bow our heads for a closing prayer. Almighty Father, we thank thee for today. It is a wonderful day that has been made possible by the Almighty, where the UK government is represented here on our trading floor. It calls for celebration and is made possible by the Almighty Father. Almighty Father, we beseech thee, give your son, the Foreign Affairs parliamentarian, Mr. Honorable James Cleverly, give him the wisdom, the leadership skill, that is going back to the UK, he will carry our matter to the UK Parliament, because Nigeria and the UK, we have a special tie. We also want to thank you, Almighty Father, for the NGS Group, and of course, the NGS Limited. Father, give them the wisdom so that we'll continue to attract the quality companies that are expected to be on our exchange and take Nigeria to the level in which we all want it to be. Father, bless the stockbroking community. We've all come a long way, and we know it is because of your blessings and your grace that we're all here today. We ask all this through Christ our Lord. Amen.